Ew. Hi,
Hello.
folks. Welcome to Friday night with the Natural Ruckus.
Well,
Ah.
Ah.
Welcome back to the table, everybody.
yeah. Hello, and welcome back to, as Jade already said, Natural Ruckus on Friday evening, morning, nooning, or
Friday.
I-
That's
Friday
right.
existence.
I wasn't
Friday.
supposed to be here today, but I'm here,
Oh.
and that is the silver lining of my day.
So, I usually say nothing else.
No, you usually hand it over to Mike.
Okay, Mike, I can hear myself through you.
You can hear yourself through me?
We're getting the echo we sometimes get.
Man, I changed headsets and everything.
What the fuck is happening? Okay, so, giving it away to Mike so that I don't hear myself anymore. Bye!
All right, awesome. Okay, so first and foremost, does anybody want to give a rundown from last week?
Yeah, sure. Let me just skip back through 3 pages of notes of stuff unrelated to last session. So session started with a rampaging Bernard, who was very, very quickly dealt with by Carrick, not knowing that it was rampaging Bernard in full werewolf form, who just got plane shifted to the plane of air for his troubles with the staff of the Magi. The rest of us then showed up, being like, okay, shit, there's a werewolf here. We should find Bernard. Find out what the fuck's going on. Maybe he knows if there's werewolves around here. And Gerard did some tracking, and then we found some tracks, and then we found Bernard's stuff, and oh, how the penny dropped. And Carrick very sheepishly was just like, my bad. So the decision was made that Carrick would go over to the plane of air to try and find Bernard, because couldn't scry on him from where we were. Also, thanks to Tasha, we knew that the time moves a lot faster on the plane of air compared to the material plane, so us getting there quickly was sort of important. So Carrick, along with Curiosity, decided to go to the plane of air to find Bernard, leaving Tasha and Juron to do their own things. Kiri left Tasha with the compass of the Southern Star. She was able to use it to see a really quite cinematic and badass scene of her stepmother Sybil and family being sort of busted out of what looked to be a very bad way Amalar. Lots of like gunfire and stuff like that in the background, being sort of shepherded out of the keep by our favorite 7.5 foot tall pirate daddy Tempest. And I use the term daddy quite deliberately in the capital D sense of the word. I'm just watching Mike lose his shit in the camera there. But so we know that Sybil is safe for now. Joron, with the help of Pom, wanted to try and suss out about his tabaxi friend. Pom showed him to a shrine that they have at the Vale, did some cool meditative stuff. There was a pool of water with this ever lit green flame in. Joron imbibed a bit of flame, saw stars. It was fucking weird. Then the Tabaxi showed up and was like, "Sup, Joron?" Because this is Joron's god boyfriend now. And learned that his god is in fact Amarachius, the god of light and love. And Amarachius was able to advise us about things that we could do going forward, and gave him a gift of a 9-pointed star. He also gave us advice to I think it was to get help. I cannot remember why, because this isn't my notes, and I tried to keep my notes in character for what Curie knows. But about that through the maelstrom in the northwest of the world, as we look at our map, there is passage to a secure domicile, the god of the home of the god of the Tempest, who we could petition to help us, in theory. Meanwhile, on the plane of air, Bernard did some falling, did some landing, did some pickpocketing of half a body attached to a rock by a chain that was moving super fast. and encountered some of these weird double-decker bus-sized metal orbs that shot lightning, destroying rocks. He's like, maybe I should vamoosh. Headed for this structure, which turned out to be a shop very similar to one that Kiri and Tosha have been to. Not that Banan would know that. Staffed by a goblin, not actually a goblin. And not long after that, because the shop does weird things with time also, Carrick and Curie showed up, managed to avoid getting fried by one of those lightning bolts, and got to find Bernard at the shop as well. And they decided that they would spend some time at the plane of air, making use of the fact that the time moved so quickly, so we wouldn't lose too much time on the material plane. And that's what we had in terms of plot. I'm sorry I've missed some details about Duron's conversation with Amarachius. So.
That's actually pretty good, aside from the Amarakia stuff, and the Maelstrom is the northeast, not the northwest.
No, yeah, that would be correct. I just directions are harder sometimes.
That's totally fine.
Top right corner of the map. I knew that.
Right.
Looking at that.
Right. No, it's fine. It's totally fine. That was mostly accurate. Yes, so yeah, no, I think that's worth an inspiration. So go for it.
Oh, that's me up to 2.
I mean, especially since like you don't have your notes and everything prepared, and you're definitely not expecting to be playing today. Yeah, no, let's do it.
Yeah. Well, I did have my notebook in my luggage, so this is my usual Curie notebook, but still. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so for the sake of time, we did a few things behind the scenes with Team C.
Team B and C, to be fair, because Bernard was there also.
Right. The BCC. Because the amount of difference in time between the material plane and the plane of air, in order to make things sort of mesh better. So let's pick it up in the material plane. Who wants to start? Joran or Tasha?
Well,
Do you want to start?
I'm fine.
After you.
Shit. So, last we left off, Tasha was sort of like laughing to herself, but after realizing that no one was coming back instantaneously, she's just gonna sort of chill in the campfire for a bit and try and figure out like what she should do in terms of no one being around. So she's just gonna chill and take out Belzu.
Okay.
And just sort of try and like just sit there and see if the voice of Leon is active or if it's only active when she listens into it.
Excellent. So allow me to set the scene a little bit better for you in case you had missed it before. The Vale is now undergoing the first change of winter it's experienced in a long time.
Okay.
Snow is falling. Snow is not like deep around you, but it is sticking very hard, enough that it's covered all the dirt on the ground, and it is clinging to the branches and the leaves. There's a cold wind blowing, and it's enough that if you were not used to this kind of weather, it would be kind of a shock.
Okay.
So as you are sitting there with Belzu in hand, his voice is, or their voice, it's a sword, so is very much the same voice you're used to hearing, sort of chipper and kind of a shithead. Now, if you would like to try and speak to Leon, you can do that. However, you have to make a wisdom save.
Okay. I have a question. When I got the sword, did you say that all of the orbs were empty, or that there was some in there? Like, some of the orbs were already filled?
Only one was filled.
Okay, so there is another bastard in there somewhere. It's good to know. Wisdom save?
Correct.
Oh, okay, I have a decent modifier, 14.
Okay.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, and that is against Bilsu's. So 1 moment.
Sure.
Yeah, no, you make it totally. So as you sort of focus on the sword, you can hone in on this sort of inner vortex of energy, and the normal sort of ambient blue glow that comes from the heart of this sword begins to make a shift towards red. And as it is engulfed in this red aura, you can now clearly sense Leon.
How does it feel?
How can I help you?
Oh, it helps knowing that you're gonna be stuck in here with me. Forever. Comfy?
I don't see that as a problem.
Ah, good. Hope you're getting nice and rested in there. Making yourself at home.
Was there something you needed, or are you just coming to chat?
No, I just wanted to make sure this could work. Alright. Fair enough. I snap out of it.
Okay.
On that thought, realizing that this is possible, I'm gonna try and contact the other one.
The other
The other
personality?
existing soul
Like
in
the
the...
other soul that got absorbed?
Yeah, because I don't know what's in there.
Okay, make another check for me.
Okay. God damn. Okay, that's a little better. 18.
Release me!
How about no? Who are you?
You feel the pommel of the sword begin to heat up immensely hot in your hand, as the entire sword is enrobed in this bright white energy. You will learn where your master truly is in time, little one.
Yeah, that's great and all, but you're stuck in this sword, so who are you? Either tell me or I'm just gonna... Okay, cool. I think you haven't had enough time out. I turned that off. That was informational.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick.
Do you know anything about him?
Only a little.
How do you end up in there?
Same thing. Anything else ends up in there. It's kind of obvious, huh?
Well, I mean, do you know when things are being attacked by you? Do you feel it? Do you know it? Do you sense it?
Normally, yeah. But if if whoever is wielding me is especially powerful, they have the ability to suppress me.
Oh. Tasha tries not to smile.
For your own mechanic purposes, being a sentient weapon, if you can succeed on a charisma check, you can get the personality within the sentient weapon to back down and yield to you.
Oh, so like I can get Belzu to yield to me.
Correct.
But I mean, he's a dick, but he hasn't been a dick to me yet.
That's what I'm saying. Is I mean, he's as far as things are concerned, he hasn't done anything negative to you.
Yeah.
But in the hypothetical sense of things, if Belzu's like, I don't think that we should fight that, and you're like, we're definitely fighting that, and he's like, I don't really want to fight that, and you're like, all right, shut the fuck up. You could make that charisma check to make it so that he doesn't have a choice.
Okay, good to know. Alright. So what can you tell me about that thing?
Well, I know that he came from the depths of the Darkwater Sea. And he is this massive thing that used to eat ships that went through all the trading routes there.
Uh-huh. Does it sound familiar to me, considering? Can I roll something for this?
Sure. Roll history.
Alright. You're screwing me over. I'm gonna roll with this one. Oh, fuck. You ever put down a die that you're not gonna roll and it comes face up on a really good number, and then you roll shit on the new one? Dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, so there are a lot of legends that have gone on between, both the regular folk and the sea folk and whatnot about all sorts of manner of monsters that exist in the world. So saying that there's a giant thing in the sea is not the first time you've heard those things. But you did hear that there was supposedly some sort of a gigantic tentacle beast that had been tearing apart ships and stealing their crew when they went through a specific section of the Darkwater Sea.
Okay. Whereabouts is the Darkwater Sea?
It is, if you look on the main map, it is to the east of Ferropax, in between Ferropax and
there
Jatema.
it is. Okay, cool. Alright. Good to know. So there's a sea monster and a massive dick in my sword.
Right, just tentacles and dicks in the sword. Got it.
Cool. The warlock way.
Right, that's how you gotta do
that. Yeah. Sorry, one sec. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to do with Belzu, honestly. And I'll just wait for Joran to come back.
Okay, Joran.
Hi. What I'm doing? Guess I'm just walking back to the camp after what happened.
As you do, I want you to make a perception check for me.
Well, if my DM wishes it, I might say no. That hurt. A perception?
Yes.
16.
16's not bad.
I rolled a 4.
Alright, I mean, granted, 4's bad, but 16's not bad. Look at that modifier, sir. Look at that modifier. 16. As you are passing back towards the camp, you see the stump of the world tree has turned gray and ashen and is beginning to flake away up into the sky, just as the snow is falling downward.
I turn around so that it is behind me, look to the camera, and then keep walking.
Swell. So yeah, after probably about 20 minutes, you make it back to camp.
Do I see Tosha playing with her phallic sword?
Yeah, Tasha's sitting there on a big stump or on a big like a log, playing with her tool, sword, whatever.
Pom is with Leanna.
Yes, he is.
I go sit next to Tasha.
Hey.
Hey. Hey.
Hey.
So, how are you doing?
You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Not too bad. It's honestly a pretty good day.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. How about you? What's up your noggin?
Universe roots and gods. Nothing.
Do I notice the...
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And do I know what that is?
You'd have to make a religion check.
I will make that check. Hopefully. Don't fail me. 23.
The 9-pointed star is the symbol for Amarachius, the god of light and love.
Gods and... Where did you get that? What is that?
Oh,
Where did you get that?
That was a gift from my friend.
From a friend.
Yeah.
Which
Pretty
friend?
Cool. The furry one. The other furry one. He looks like a tiger.
Does friend have a name?
Rakius.
Amarachius gave you that.
Yeah. It's actually a pretty nice piece of jewelry. Never been to jewelry much before, but I kinda like it. I don't think I'll be getting like anything else, piercings or earrings. Not much into that.
And
I like armor more.
So you spoke to Amarachius.
Yeah. He's pretty chill. Is that what the kids say these days?
Yeah, sure. That's
Well,
one of the things we
since
say.
you're one of them, I figured I should ask.
Yeah, I'm definitely the person you need to ask about talking and social norms.
No, I mean like the young ones. Age. Right, huh?
No.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, how'd it feel talking to a god?
I smelled cinnamon, so felt hungry. So, but he was really nice. you.
Yeah, when you find the right ones, they tend to be that way.
Oh, thank you. How's your sharp friend?
The same as always. Leon's in this thing, by the way. He's
How?
So basically when he died, my sword, Belzu,
Oh, he died?
drew his soul. Yeah, well, sort of.
Uh-huh.
See, his soul sort of went into my sword for safekeeping.
That's weird.
You know?
You've been mostly around us this whole time. I don't remember eating him.
Leon, the dragon.
Was a dragon? What? No.
Can I make an insight check to see if he's mocking me?
Sure. Go for it.
Natural 20.
He's totally mocking you.
It's not true. That's not true. He doesn't remember.
So you really don't know?
He doesn't know how to mock people, so.
No, he doesn't. He's kind and sweet.
No,
You really don't.
Like the cinnamon roll of gods.
Exactly. No. You really don't remember.
No.
I want what you've been having.
I pull out a donut, like with the big chomp on the side of it. Do this.
Alright, I'll take a piece.
I mean, when
Yeah. So, when you spoke to this, god, what you guys
Friend.
talk about, I mean, when you talk to a god, they must have chosen you for a reason. Gods tend to do that, and they're usually, if they're like, hey, we're gonna talk to this mortal. Boons
Well,
and good things, so...
Said he likes me.
As gods do.
Sometimes, yeah. And we have a thing to do.
What thing?
Kind of a revenge story. Like, theater, comedies, and action scenes, beats and stuff.
Yeah, when one person does one thing and then other people don't like that, so they go against that one person.
Yeah.
Who's this thing against, or what, even?
Well, he's not a nice person. He's kind of a not nice. I already said. He did a really bad thing.
Does he have a name?
I don't know. Curiosity wouldn't tell me. Oh shoot.
Joran?
Oh, sure.
If you're not telling me something, you better tell me. Good gods don't like it when their subjects lie. It's not a very good thing to do.
Didn't lie. I just didn't tell you the whole truth. It's different. My mom used to say that.
Well, that's kind of obstructing the truth, and that's not really good either. I mean, you're kind of stopping... Listen, there's a thing between obstructing and lying, and a thing between having to do it out of necessity, but I don't think you're doing it out of necessity. I think, I can see it in you. I know people. You're just hiding it. You said, oh shit, you were guilty. And you don't swear.
Shoot, I said shoot.
You don't even say shoot.
I do. I say a horseshoe. That's worse. I say fork. I know it's like a thing you eat with, but
Yeah. It's terrible, terrible swear. You know, I bet after saying those things, you pray and you apologize a lot.
I never pray.
Oh, you're weird. You know, in a holy kind of a God likes me kind of way. So what is it? Who is this? What are you hiding? Tell me now.
Know the person that did the bad thing to Curiosity? Well, they're not really a person, they're like a...
The demigod?
Demiguy? Oh god, oh, that's the word. Demigod.
That's the one we're having a revenge against?
Yeah.
Cool. Perfect. Yeah, I'm up for this.
Yeah,
good.
You know, like the shadowy,
Yeah.
I'm a bad guy.
Familiar with him. Very, very quite familiar with him. Yes. Yeah.
Do you know what's his name?
Not exactly his name.
I know he likes to call himself the Carrion King, but that's about it.
I don't know his name. I just know his handle. Did your god maybe have some kind of guide? Like a how-to? Like, hey, you go to this place, you go to this person, you take this knife and you stab it. I don't know.
Not really. I got like instruction to well, for something else, for helping with this Liana stuff, and I look around at the snow. There's normally snow here. Do you know a person called... I don't know if it's a person. I heard the word Tempest. It's like a god, maybe. I don't know.
The god of the tempest or something? The god of the sea and sky. Yeah.
Yeah. We should go say hi. We should go say hi to that god. No. I'm like...
You wanna say hi to the god?
Yeah. Like...
Mike, I sort of close my eyes and I send a little prayer to Galaxia real quick.
I heard he has this new summer house, like, over northeast in, like...
They.
Oh, they.
Galaxia is, an interesting...
Yeah, so, like,
an
they
interesting
have
one.
Yeah, up somewhere northeast in, like, Iowa Storm or something. Or some... Oh, some... hurricane, is it called? Or something like that? I don't... Yeah. Yeah, we could like go there and then be like, oh hi there, the god of the tempest. We have this like a little problem with like Liana and the veil. And could you please help us?
This might be the first time, but I guess there's a first time to everything, but I'm actually okay with one of your plans.
Thank you. At least this time you won't end up in some dark place without being able to get out there.
No, I feel like if we go there, we're gonna be in a place where I'm not gonna lose myself.
Good. You should maybe try following me and carrying more around. Curiosity,
that's not gonna happen. We're not there yet. Nope.
Usually when you like go your separate ways, it ends up badly.
Not happening.
Okay. Then maybe follow Bernard. He seems to be like kind of
pretty
up
cool.
To things, like not like...
Man, that little guy can actually go, you know, tough, huh? Werewolf. That's
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It was fast.
Could you both make a perception check for me?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, I'm using the
Oops,
other
that was unintentional. I was gonna roll, it fell out of my hand.
But I'll take it.
one.
That was a 1.
There was a natural one.
Okay. Wait, no. Hey, no.
So wait, you both got natural ones?
Yeah,
That's
but
beautiful.
can I re-roll that with my last luck? When
I mean, you can, but as your DM, I'm going to tell you that it's probably not worth it.
Okay, it's funny that we both have a natural 1 anyway. That's
I mean,
fucking hilarious.
Like you could do that. I'm not going to tell you how to play your game because you can do that if you care to. But
Hey, if the universe is telling me it's not worth it, I'm gonna listen.
you know, it's like,
For the
oh no, I
first
put too
time.
much ketchup on my hamburger. I'm going to redo that. Sometimes Hermione just abused the fuck out of the time turner. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, fair. All right, whatever.
Yeah, so that's great. As you both roll a nat 1 on your perception, you're engaged in this conversation, and somehow, while you're engaged in this conversation, you totally miss all of the druids of the Vale congregating around you and forming this massive circle around Liana's hut. As the remainder of the world tree collapses into itself and seals the doorway between both trees.
And we're there making polite conversation.
Yeah, you're just talking with each other, completely ignoring all of these druids that are going back and forth.
It's amazing.
Druids.
Wouldn't our passive perception catch anything?
Not in this case.
Okay, that's fair. We are engaged in conversation, though.
Right. So the conversation you're having is interrupted boldly by the sound of the screech of an eagle. And you hear the sound of bells ringing, and then the blow of a conch horn.
Okay, we're gonna probably check that out. Definitely. So I'm gonna go.
As you look up from your conversation and see that you're surrounded by like a couple hundred druids.
Oh, hi, druids.
When the hell did this happen?
I don't know.
Complete with multiple different scamperlings all clinging to shoulders and ankles and whatnot, trying to get a good view. As a procession begins to be led out of Liana's hut, carrying a figure draped in cloth on a long, suspended bed. The group of them all gather at the foot of this the remains of the world tree, and they begin to pack her in ash. And Pomegranate approaches the two of you.
Hey, Pom.
Hey.
I I was hoping that perhaps we could, maybe have a conversation very briefly before things happen here. But things are happening much quicker than I had expected them to. Um, is Curie back yet?
Um, nope. Wait. Curie! Wait. Wait. Curie! I look through the dreads. Anyone saw different? Nope. I don't think so, Bomb.
That's unfortunate. Um, well, it can't be helped then. Would you mind delivering something for me?
Yeah. Would mind.
Tell me you're gonna be here before you leave, for Curie to come back before you go.
I'm afraid that this is sort of outside of my control right now. And while I desperately want to be here, I I have to take Liana back to the Feywild. And
She's dead. She could like wait a bit.
that's not.
Joran, even I know that's not okay.
It's her last wish, and it's her family. It's my family. We're too closely tied to them, and with this gateway closing, this needs to happen now. But here, and he reaches down into his satchel on his side and pulls out this candle. It's about 10 or 12 inches long, and he hands it out to you.
I'd take it.
It's about as big around as your wrist, and it is the same shade of blue that Curie goes when they blush, with a roughly applied lattice work of pomegranate red near the base. Just make sure they get it, please.
Okay.
Definitely. Palm, is there anything you want me to tell Curiosity? Something for them to keep, something for them to go on. They need this.
There's always another gathering. Just let them know that should keep them company should they ever need to remember me again.
Okay.
I kind of go to Tusha. No. Make him go to sleep.
I don't think it's the right time for that, Joran. I don't think this can be helped.
Okay.
I'll be back as quickly as I can, but time is an odd thing in the Feywild. So we'll just have to see when that is.
Well, if perchance one of these goddamn shenanigans takes us to the Feywild, we'll be sure to pay a visit.
That's good. I will await your arrival with open arms. I'm going to go now, but it was wonderful seeing you all. He looks genuinely shook, as though he's starting to understand the weight of what he's got to do.
I give him the hug he tried to give me before that I didn't reciprocate. And I just sort of, I just give him the hug that curiosity couldn't give them. Give him them?
Him, I think. Ooh, I need to join. And I hug them both and pick them up like a couple feet off the ground.
And somewhere, deep, deep on another plane of existence, curiosity smells the faint smell of pomegranates on the.
Oh, Jay.
Would that be a thing? Would curiosity be like, I need to go back? I could just plane shift curiosity back. Okay.
I also don't know when in our 80 odd days that is. So.
It's whatever now is.
He makes his way through the procession and lays down on top of the ash on top of Liana, and they bury him as well. And you see the ash sort of engulf them and drag them down into where the stump was, closing the ground and completely erasing any sign that the tree was there to begin with.
Holy shit.
Our 2-month vacation was totally worth it. I don't regret anything.
Can I check if they like plane shifted or something?
And how exactly would you check that?
Well, I'm very perceptive. And
not according to that last perception roll.
Wait, if Curie and Carrick plane shifted?
Palm and Liana.
Does it smell like they plane shifted?
Does it smell like faint fireworks?
Mike.
And mint?
Or I can no, nature? Was it nature? Can I nature check it? I think I still have the thing from my god. No? Oh, no. Okay.
Damn, dude. Yeah, all right. So, the druids of the Vale. You start to notice among them there are many druids that are dressed very differently. It looks as though those that fell before are now beginning to continue their pilgrimage to the Vale. Among them, you find several druids that are wearing dark black robes that are covered in thick green and gray moss, that are making a very deliberate intent to gather up all of the remaining malfeasance, the ichor that is dripping from things that is hardening now underneath the snow in order to clean what's left of it from the veil.
Can I see an older druid? Some older druid.
Certainly.
I grab him.
How old are you thinking? Like old like
experienced,
or
like wise druid.
there is a gathering of 3 druids that wear the robes of archdruids.
Okay, I go to those.
Okay.
Hello, Jerome. Nice to meet you. I'm a big fan of druids. I have a quick question. What was that this about?
Which part?
The last part, where they disappeared into the ground.
The world tree wasn't of this plane. And when it was killed, its mother tree absorbed it back into the Feywild.
So they are back in the
in moments, they will awaken beneath the true world tree in the Feywild.
Are there like tunnels or something?
There are roots. The Warforged that is explaining things to you sort of cocks its head. Roots are like food tunnels for trees.
I wasn't forged yesterday. What I mean is, are they like buried under the tree, or can they really?
No. No, for those of us that have been given such a gift as this magic, we move quite quickly through the earth.
Oh. Oh. Thank you very much. What I needed. I'm Joram, by the way.
They call me teacher.
The checks, yes.
Let me help you with something. And he pulls out a scroll and hands it to you. For the future. It is a children's scroll on how trees work.
I take it in front of him. I cast Burning Hands.
Okay.
And I let it burn in my hand to ash, looking him in the eyes. Them in the eyes.
Well, first of all, it's not made out of paper.
Okay.
It's made out of copper. So you cast Burning Hands, and it melts the thin sheet of copper all over your fist.
Then I don't do that. I thought it was paper. Well, thank you very much. Put it in a pocket.
You're very welcome. If you ever need any more lessons, a teacher is always here to guide.
That's good to know. You probably talk to someone about manners. My mom helped me a lot about that. Should I give to her dress or something.
Yes, that would be fabulous. I'm looking to make a pilgrimage any time now. Is your mother the type that would have many of us over at a time?
She is very nice and
It is
hospitable.
unlikely that I would be traveling alone.
Well, and I give I guess I take a notepad or something and write the address,
Okay.
give it to him. Um, tell her that Jordan says hi. Um, and what? Take this 1,000 gold, and you can do with like 200 whatever you want, but give her the rest.
Thank you. I don't have any need for money, though.
Well, then give her everything, please.
Certainly.
Thank you very much.
So, across the Team C.
Team CCB. The BBC.
The CBC.
The CBC.
The CBC of the SBC. BBQ. WTF ROFL. Yes, awesome. So, let's go ahead and at this point, I think that we could go ahead and feasibly say that Carrick has finished working on his demiplanes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to give a very quick synopsis of what happened for anybody that's watching?
Sure. So I'm just making some demi-planes where I can cast a clone into them. And I'm just warding them up. Bernard, Curiosity, and myself already have our clones in them. I just got 2 more worked up for Joran and Tasha. And they have some wards in them to protect them. And then some glyphs of warding that have plane shift in them, so that after you're cloned, you can then plane shift back to Mechanos at a teleportation circle I know there. And yeah, they're pretty well warded. There's 8 symbols of death. So if anyone unauthorized shows up, there's 10 minutes of 80 D10 necrotic damage per round. So
It's just merciless.
Carrick, don't play.
Yeah.
It's a massive overkill right there.
I also have a symbol of pain and a symbol of stunning. So you will also be incapacitated 2 different ways that whole time. So if you show up there, you're gonna die, is basically the goal.
I mean, you're not just going to die, you're going to die horribly.
Oh, and I left a bound invisible strangler in each of them with a plane shift to Mechanos, so they can then go. If anyone shows up and sets off the traps, they can plane shift and go tell my dad what's going on, so he can send a message to me.
Gotcha. Awesome. Yeah. So that's going on. What about Curie and Bernard?
I think they've been doing a little bit of training in the little arena pit that is close by.
Okay.
Epic training montage.
Yeah, I'm just watching. It only takes 12 seconds a day for me to set up these rooms, so I'm pretty well good.
Yeah. As well as the training and the we should probably mention that Bernard is no longer cursed with lycanthropy. Fix that. Curie got Carrick to translate a bunch of the celestial they've been picking up in various places, so they now know about what, or have a much better idea of what the fuck that circle with the illithid head in was in the basement of Gom's house. They know about the tapestry. Yes, Nairi, this face is important. When I said to you that there was a lore dump, oh boy. Yep. Lots of just information. Talked to the little tiny celestial. Gave that more than possibly willing to get some information.
And by that, you mean about 4 fingers?
About 4 fingers, yeah. About 4 fingers worth, yeah. Bit of a wing at one point. I'll explain later. And yeah, got some information from the Celestial about what Leone was up to. And we got Leone's ritual book, and we learned that Leone was trying to summon a god. But we'll share that with the group. Curie also now has all of their fingers. Their wing is back to as it originally was, and is wearing a ratty new pair of shades.
Additionally, did you or did you not retrieve all of those coins from the demiplane that Carrick had created?
Oh yeah. I've got those for sure.
Yeah. We went to let out some prisoners that we had in a demiplane, and it turned out they were all just wooden coins all along. Maybe?
Yeah,
I don't know.
wooden coins marked with numbers that are very useful at certain shops with statues, all with different numbers.
Bernard also shared the exploits of his adventure from Fort Home to when he met them at the Bell.
Yeah, we've just spent like 85 days becoming best friends.
Right. They have a secret handshake now. It's pretty rad.
Hanging
Bunch
out
of
in my
inside
castle with
jokes.
100 invisible servants feeding us a banquet just all the time. So
Yeah, I mean, Bernard and Curie have been working out, so probably look about the same. As I said, maybe Curie's butt's got a little bit, as curvy as they would like it to be, because
Tight.
Tight. They wear very tight pants. They have a tail. It's a whole beautiful thing going on at the back. Has Carrick put on any weight of eating a banquet lifestyle for 88 days?
now this is how I've been eating for 60 years of my life. Huh?
This is very just got a choice metabolism.
I'm keeping my regular workout routine going. I'm putting stuff in my spell books. Pretty
So
good.
Really,
I mean,
Carrick's workout routine is opening a demiplane in his stomach.
Yeah.
He's not super strong, but he's got pretty high dex and constitution.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
just like a lot of cardio, I guess.
Right. He does the ropes course.
Yeah.
Just cue up the Rocky montage of all 3 of us running around.
Yeah. And yeah, as well as the battle training, Curie was taught Bernard some stuff about spotting shit and like what to look for, and like putting stuff together, like just sort of that preparatory conversation. Just like, I imagine there was some spying on Carrick from a distance.
Right. Sneaky badger.
Sneaky badger.
Bernard definitely trained Curiosity how to defend themselves when they had to fight from not being able to hide from somebody.
Yeah, the visual of do you have 3 attacks around or 2?
I only have 2.
But yeah, considering that, Curie's fast, but Bernard is also pretty damn fucking hefty. The visual of a badger fighting a winged tiefling is a very good one, quite frankly. This is some epic training montage going on right now, especially because Bernard fights with a net. So that was
tried in a net.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So yeah. But just for the point of reference on Curiosity's new glasses, because they're going to pop up wearing them, is they're kind of very Yoko Ono meets steampunk, kind of like little lenses. Like they hook behind their ears because they fly, and so it's important that they can't fall off. And they have these yellow lenses, but proper little Yoko Ono glasses that sort of sit there, so they can have them so they can look over the top. Because I want Curie to have the gift of going. It's a gift that has served me in my life that I would like to share with my D&D character. But yeah.
Just throw in as much self-insert as you can.
I mean, wasn't it patently obvious that's what curiosity was from the start? I mean, come on, this is like wish fulfillment right now. It took me and went all the way in one direction. So, but yeah, that's what Team C plus Bernard got up to in the plane of air.
Awesome. So yeah, that's
About
the
7 hours.
That's
6
the quick
hours?
version.
On the material plane.
5.5.
5.5. Yeah.
Yeah, 5.5 hours in the plane. On the material plane.
There you go. So yeah,
We're going
so
to bed.
We're gonna say yeah. Like, the amount of time it took you to go and do all of that there, it is now like, shoot, like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the moon is still in the sky there, but it is like on its way out. So you now have a couple more hours until you can go back safely. Oh no, that's right. You removed the lycanthropy, so I guess you can go back now if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, please.
Unless there's anything else anyone done before we take off.
Oh, for clarification, because it's I just want to say, Curie sort of perfected Spell Thief, which is the feature you get at 17 just by getting Carrick to like fire shit at them, just because you don't need this spell for 8 hours, right? Come on, hit me. So they can practice doing that and trying getting comfortable with certain spells, and they had some conversations about how they might be able to use that in battle and stuff like that.
Right. If you can dodge a fire wrench, you can dodge a fireball.
Very good. But yeah, that's it.
You know, that cantrip fire wrench.
I love fire wrench. So good.
I mean, it's how you tighten fire bolts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nairi, did you have something?
Yeah.
So many things.
Just a quick note. After the whole conversation about gods and stuff, Tasha kind of had a thought. And then after the whole druids and stuff, all that jazz kind of dies down. She's just gonna, like, not even wanting to, like, go into any roleplay or anything, but she's just gonna sit down and go back to, thinking about, Galaxia, and sort of ask that the trip from Amalar to wherever it goes safely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no type of response that you can note.
Mm-hmm.
But
basically, she's just hoping.
Gotcha. Gods are sort of mercurial. Never exactly dead on as to an answer.
I'm not hoping for like a sure, bro, but just, peace of mind is good for her.
Gnarly! Right. God of the Tempest, also the god of surfers.
Of course.
Righteous!
I'll be like 30
Jade?
seconds really soon.
Okay.
So, is there anything that the three of you need to do before you leave?
Over the course of it, I'm going to be using my the thing that converts spell components to convert all of my 2,000 gold diamonds, so all 490 of them ish, into diamond dust.
Okay.
Storing those in one of the demi-planes, and then I'm going to be using the diamond dust to convert it over the time into just some other basic spell components, so like the adamantine bars I need for invulnerability. All that kind of good stuff.
Awesome. Additionally, it should be known that while you're here, you probably have figured out that this shop that's in here, shop number 27, sells magical equipment.
Mm-hmm.
So if there is anything that you need, you could try and procure it from here.
Doesn't time move? It doesn't go at our super fast time, though.
It does not.
Yeah.
But, I mean, how long are you going to spend inside of a store?
It's true. I mean,
It might put you off by like 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
If I spent an hour in the store, we still get back super early. Yeah, does anyone want to spend an hour in the store and do a little shopping?
Could do, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm only
wouldn't
putting it
hurt.
out because these shops are extrally rare.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense to check out the shop.
Well, I do plan to come back and make a permanent base here the next time we have full 24 hours.
Right. Carrick, you're going to have a timeshare in the plane of air very soon. But I wanted to throw that out there in case there was anything that any of you were looking for. This place is sort of the place that might have it.
Well, so I do have a question on magic item. And
Yes.
Xanathar's, it talks about a downtime being able to make magic items. Is that use?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to buy anything because I'll just make it for myself once I make the base. And it's cheaper.
You know how stores? So you know stores always have like a clearance section? I'm gonna go to if there's a clearance section of magical items.
Okay.
I'd like to see if there is any means of long-range communication, like similar to what Tasha and I have, that we could maybe extend to the rest of the party, like earrings or something like that, and see if we can get them all like hooked up onto the same family and friends package deal.
So, first and foremost, Bernard, you find they don't exactly have a clearance section. However, they do have a section that is less purchased items, like the things that are moved to the back. And there you find 3 items. The first one is a circlet of lesser invisibility. You find a broom of hovering, and you find a backpack of almost holding.
Kind of curious in that backpack of almost holding.
Okay. So it works the same as a bag of holding, except it can only hold 1 item. And that item can be up to 6 feet by 6 feet square and up to 500 pounds.
Good for
But it can only hold 1 item, and if you try to put a second item in, it will erase the first item.
Bless you.
How much is the shopkeep want for this item?
Let me roll on that.
Good way to get rid of a body.
Yeah,
Great
just
way to get rid of a
put
body.
something else in afterwards.
Like a coin in there and body.
We
no
are
longer
fine for disposing of corpses, everybody.
Right.
You guys went a way different way than I thought. I was thinking just like a really giant thing for telekinesis, because I'm a wizard. But
I mean, that's good too. Could have put that whole big fucking diamond canoe in there.
50,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, that's like way out of his price range.
Good. We grapple a guy, put him in the bag, and then just throw a coin in after him. Dead forever.
Yeah.
Now that's a fun bit of fucking fight right there. Just literally black bag someone and they disappear. Holy crap.
That's some next level magic trick shit right there. I'm gonna make this guy disappear as well as his coin.
Also, like, Bernard, if you mention to Carrick that there's a cool bag, he might, considering that Carrick is loaded.
That is true.
He's our rich friend. Drinks are on him forever.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in the plane of air with him for a while, so you know. Bernard would definitely go and talk to him. Climb up on his shoulder. Carrick,
Oh, yeah?
I found this really awesome bag. but I can't buy it. He wants too much for it.
How much does he want for it?
50,000 gold pieces.
50. Oh, sure, yeah. Okay. Uh, is he all right with diamond dust? Because I've currently got most of my money in diamond dust.
Yes. Yeah, he barters with trade goods. Yes.
All right, cool. So just reach into my bag of holding and pull out a few pouches of diamond dust, and just be like, that should be about 50,000 gold
Thank you.
worth.
Bernard's gonna grab up these pouches of diamond dust and go run off like a kid to a candy store.
Yeah, the shopkeeper, the man in the big red bathrobe, stands behind the counter, and as you approach with the bags of diamond dust, he's like, "Yes, fine. Just put it in there." And there's this contraption on the desktop that has a sort of a brass funnel on one side. Just and as you pour the diamond dust in, the thing sort of begins to squeal and squeak and whir and click, and out on the other side pops pure platinum pieces.
Nice. That's it's a pretty handy little device you got.
Yeah, it does what I do, or what it has to. It does the thing. It does that thing a lot, mostly that thing.
But Bernard is gonna take up this bag of almost holding and put it on right around now.
Awesome. It does not require attunement.
Oh, that is really good.
And Curie. So you find nothing that fits what you're looking for on the shelves. However, there is this big sign painted in silver with gold filigreed lettering that says, "Are you lost? Just ask."
Hello. I am trying to find something specific, and I don't know where to find it. What if I say lost?
A small ball of hay and cloth rolls down the aisle to you, and then stands up. You are now face to face with a 6-foot tall scarecrow.
Hello.
It blinks a pair of beady black eyes at you and goes,
Oh, hello. Nice to meet you. I am looking for something like a sending stone that has been maybe crafted into something a bit more portable or wearable that could be connected to an existing set. I stick my tongue out and show my tongue stud of sending.
The little scarecrow grabs your tongue and looks at it very closely.
Not the weirdest thing that's happened to me.
And rushes back down the aisle towards the backside of the shop, waving you along with them.
Okay, I'll follow.
There is a large curio cabinet with a glass front that is stacked full of bottles and jars that look like it's mostly filled with alchemical components. It slides the glass door open and pulls out a dropper that is the bottle is a bright green color, and the top of the dropper has a dragon's head on it, a silver dragon.
Okay. Okay. Do you speak? No. Okay. But you think this will help? I can go talk to the shopkeeper? Thank you so much for your help. Oh, you're muted, Mike.
Then collapses into a ball of hay and rolls back down the aisle.
That is very curious. I will take the bottle to counter.
Awesome. So the bottle is actually, I think I have something here. The bottle's about this big.
Okay.
With an eyedropper that's attached to it.
Yeah.
As you set it down on the countertop, the clerk that was previously converting diamonds into platinum watches you very carefully. A sort of a very roguish smile creeping along his face. And what do we have here?
Well, I spoke to your straw-based associate who seemed to think that this would serve the purpose that I require. Could you explain to me, though, what it is? He is not the talkative type. They are not the talk type. Could you explain what this is? You certainly look happy that I have brought it to you.
I would be delighted to show you. But before I agree to sell it to you, I insist on demonstrating it.
What I thought. Garrick, Barnard, get your asses over here. This might be interesting. I do not want to be the only one witness to something fun about to happen.
I'm in. I'll head back in or over or wherever I'm at this moment.
Sure. Yeah. Head over.
He grabs your left hand.
Okay.
And then takes the bottle and unscrews the top and pulls out the dropper, which instead of having an eyedropper base on the end of it, has a little tiny brush, and goes and brushes a very faint metallic colored liquid on your pinky nail and then on your thumbnail. Don't eat that.
I wanted to see what it smells like.
It smells like the rookery.
Oh.
Dragon
Okay.
jizz.
I know exactly what that smells like, thank you. We landed in the sex pool.
We landed in the sex pool. Name of your sex tape.
I should be so lucky.
Yes, so he then displays that he himself has 2 nails painted. Hello. I can hear it coming out of your thumb.
Holy fucking shit. How much is it? How long does it last?
It's unfortunately permanent.
So I can call you anytime now? Does it work across the planes?
Well, there's only 3 of us that I've used it on, and the other 2 aren't coming back. So, really don't know.
Aren't coming back in the sense of being deceased, or aren't coming back in the sense that they are somewhere else and you do not know where?
The real question is, how much do you want to pay for this? Because one of those things will cost you more.
How much is it? Ignore the information. How much is this?
800,000.
Don't give him my disc.
$1 million.
It is 100,000 gold pieces.
100,000 gold pieces? Can I go
For
to you?
like
for a
one
means of
person?
Or
No,
the
this bottle, the whole bottle,
And how many people could we use this on?
probably close to 1,000.
Oh fuck! All right, yeah, sure. 100,000 gold.
Oh, what color are my claws now? My claws on these fingers. Is it like a
They
toenail
are a
polish?
mercurial platinum color.
Holy fucking shit.
So this is technically a cursed item.
Oh yeah.
Technically.
Technically.
The technicality of it is that you can't take it off without losing the fingers, which is sort of a running gag with you at this point.
That's fine.
We have infinite fingers. Who cares?
Okay,
right.
before I first...
But let me finish. But even if you do so as to go through with removing them, you permanently lose an attunement slot.
Oh.
Do we have to attune to this?
Yes.
Oh.
Everybody with the varnish on has to attune to it. Can you de-attune to it? Or no? Okay. Okay.
That's what I mean by permanent.
Okay. So, do you think this is worth having? Like, because I already have a lot of shit that I'm kind of attuned to. I don't know about you guys. Tosha doesn't have much, but
He already painted it on your hands.
well, actually, then it wouldn't have worked because I'm already attuned to 4 things.
I know.
Mm.
Within the bounds of this shop, there are lots of things that can happen.
Okay. So, hey, Mr. Shop, do you have a name that you like to go by? I'm sorry, I feel very rude.
What do I look like? Do I look like somebody that doesn't have a name?
You look like somebody that might have many names.
No, I look like a badass.
Well, I do not care to pertain to anyone's badassery.
You
My
know,
god damn you.
That's my name. My name is Abadas.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Cool. I
Oh,
appreciate
oh.
the joke. I was about to be a little wary of business because I don't tend to associate with people who call themselves badasses.
oh, that. Hey, Abadas. I met somebody that looks an awful lot like you.
Yeah, you shouldn't tell me about that.
Oh, okay.
Cool. So here's I don't think I want to attune to just
No,
we can
that's
always
fair.
talk to each other.
That's fair.
Fle-
So, hey, mhm.
so I mean, anything else?
As fun as this would be. So, hey, what's going to happen when I leave? As I have like a whole bunch of magical shit already.
That's an excellent question.
If my fingers fall off, Aberdas, I've had a lot of this.
Fine, fine, fine. Just put your hand down on the table.
Uh-oh.
Are you about to chop off my fingers? Because you have to tell me if that's what you're going to do.
I am not going to chop off your fingers. It's been years since the last time I've used a blade.
Gonna melt your fingers off.
I put my hand on the table.
You can have somebody else chop your fingers off.
He places a finger on top of your pinky finger and draws it towards him. And as he does, your nail grows about 9 inches long. And he cuts it off right at the edge of your fingertip, taking the sampler with him, and then does the same to your thumbnail.
Thank you.
Okay.
I mean, that's slightly more like claws than nails, but point taken.
You know what I mean?
It's all good. She's like,
Gives you
oh,
a quick mani-pedi.
He does seem to have some good deals, so I am going to look for a couple of things just in case.
All right.
I want to see
that is really
if
cool, by the way, though. Thank you.
he has, since we have all this time to spend here, I want to see if he has a tome of clear thought. The up your intelligence by 2.
Oh, I'll look for the manual of the one that does the dexterity boost that the name of currently escapes me. If Carrick says, "Oh, I'm looking for a book that can make me even smarter," she's like, "There are books that can do that. Is there one that can make you faster?"
By all technicality, all books can make you smarter.
Yeah, that's sort of what they're for. Yeah.
I don't know. I've met some very well-read people who are not very smart.
High or low, David?
Hi.
Yes, we do happen to have one copy.
Yeah, how much do you want for that?
$250,000 gold pieces.
Oh, never mind. Do you have... There's a particular kind of ion stone I'm looking for. It's also the one that increases your intelligence by 2.
Witness what Jade and David did the other day when figuring out what they were doing in the plane of air. Scrolling through the magic items in the DMG, going, what would be useful?
Yeah, he actually has a sort of a rotating display case full of ion stones on it. That dispense much like those machines at grocery stores where you put in a couple of coins and turn it.
Oh, look, a Gashapon.
So yeah, what's the and to be clear, because you don't have the maximum, this would increase above a maximum of 20?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be 50,000.
How much would it cost for me to make it?
Store-bought is
Surprised
great.
Carrick spends money on anything.
If you can't make your own, store-bought is fine.
I can make my own for 20,000. Same for the tome. So yeah, no, I'm out. I'm just turning and leaving. Thanks for your time. Sorry about that.
I love it. Carrick's like, yeah, he's got some great prices. Hey, how much for these 2 items I want? Way too much.
Hey, when Carrick leaves, I'm going to follow after him, and then I'm gonna show him the items I got off of that guy.
Okay.
From the half down of the
The
corpse,
half.
I guess, from the pockets of that, legs.
I'll bounce when the guys bounce.
The bag with the gaming dice, the pipe and the pipe weed, and the small dagger, and the sash that was around his waist.
Okay.
And then I'll let him know that I pull him out. When I first arrived here, I found these items in the pockets of a pair of legs chained to a boulder.
Oh, that's weird.
So I'm kind of curious as to if there's anything strange about them.
Do it detect magic.
Yes, the pipe weed, and the sash are all magical.
I'll identify them all.
Okay. The sash is actually a belt of cloud giant strength.
Shit.
The pipe weed is the leaves of a dryad, which are supposed to impart true seeing onto anyone that smokes them. Or it can do it to a mass amount of people if you throw it into a fire.
God.
And the pipe is it's a hand carved pipe. The end of which is carved to look like a black skull, and the smoke billows from the eyes instead of from the top of it. And when smoking on this pipe, you can cast the spell Prismatic Ray 3 times a day at will.
Said prismatic ray three times.
That's right.
Damn.
Does the pipe require attunement or not? I know the belt, bro.
The pipe does require attunement. The belt, the stats for the belt are in the book.
Yeah.
The pipe weed, however.
I got the dryad leaves or whatever. Yeah. All right, cool.
Okay.
Those are some nifty little points.
Oh, what's this guy?
Curie, if you can see these items, I would like you to give me a perception roll as well.
30.
Cool. So while it is not magical, that dagger is in fact very special in itself. It feels heavier than a normal dagger should. And by doing some examination on it, you can find that along the underside of the pommel of it, there is writing in thieves' cant.
Ooh, what's it say?
I get you out of sticky situations, so I can stick myself into better ones. You also, once you're now reading that, can plainly see that the bottommost point on this handle for the dagger can rotate and turn, almost like a doorknob.
I twist it.
As you do, the blade sort of sinks back into the pommel, and the whole configuration begins to twist, whir, and turn until it reshapes itself into a very small automaton. For mechanic purposes, it's tiny in size. And it blinks little pearl eyes at you.
Hello. So it just, does it seem to understand me okay, or is it just reacting to noise?
I mean, you've only asked it one thing, which is hello.
Because thieves' cant's kind of a weird thing, because thieves' cant is less of a spoken language and more a way of talking to convey information. So, Carrick, so this didn't come up as detect magic though.
It's not magical.
Can I do like an investigation check, like
Sure.
talk to it and try and suss out what exactly it does?
You can do an investigation to try and figure out how it works.
Yeah.
If you want to figure out what it is, that's more of a history check.
I want to do both, to be fair. I can do one then the other, or one for now and save the other for later.
Just tell me what you're going to do.
I want to suss out what it does.
Okay. So it does take commands in thieves' cant. So you know already that this thing is just a really teeny tiny automaton that takes commands that only a thief could give.
Okay.
So what are you going to try and get it to do?
I will pull out from my haversack one of my practice locks. Because, you know, these are things you got to do in your free time. Keep fresh. And ask him to pick it. I'll probably use like the hand gesture thieves can, because I find it quicker than
which would also free up your mouth so that you can actually talk to your friends while you're thieves canting. So you can translate what's going on as you do it. The little automaton bows to you, and then the bottom half of its mouth begins to recede downward until about middle of its belly, and then out pops a fine set of thieves' tools, and it leaps out the lock and shoves them into the lock face and begins to rapidly ratchet it back and forth until tink.
Oh, you're amazing. It doesn't sound like you're better at picking locks than I am, but you're amazing. Okay. Yeah. So I assume it's useful for like picking locks and doing other thievery type shit. It's a great little enabler. So, okay. Cool.
So what do you want to name this thing?
I get to name it Mischief.
There you are. And who is going to possess this? You? Is anyone going to fight you for it?
That's mine.
There you go.
It's mine now.
This does not require attunement as it's not a magical item. It is a mechanical item.
Okay, cool. I think Tosha speaks thieves' cant, so it's on our to-do list that I'm going to teach her thieves' cant. So
Bring her to the plane of air and disappear from the party for 8 months.
yeah.
It's when I'm gonna make the permanent base. We got to spend a full day here, so a full year.
In all seriousness, I said it in Kiri's voice. Given all of these items, is there any way of determining who this person was who had all this stuff? Does any of these, I mean, given the circles that I've run in for the past 10 years.
I mean,
well.
I would have described the
Hmm.
I guess the body, or the half of the body.
I mean, it's really from the waist down. Like, technically, it's like from just below the belly button down.
Yeah, they had the red sash and the like iron boots or whatever.
Red sash, iron boots. They had plain blue pants that were covered in rivets.
Okay.
And had a long yellow stripe that went down both sides.
Stylish.
Yeah, you know what? I think this is the most appropriate thing for it. Go ahead and make me an honor check.
Oh. Shit.
Aww.
No, I'm bad at honor.
I know you are.
Because I really want to know, I'm going to blow my natural 20 on this. Just look, I built this character that wants to know and find shit out, and this is, you found half a corpse chained to a rock in the plane of air with all this weird shit on it. I need to know who this person.
Okay. Well, with a natural 20, what is the total number that would give you?
21.
Okay. So with a natural 20, there's a lot of information I'm going to give you. However, there is also something else that you should know going in. You don't recognize who this person is exactly, but you have heard of them. You specifically heard of them. So the city of Undertow that lays southeast of Amalar.
Yeah, the one my dad's from.
Right. So there was a time where Undertow was not a member of the of the pact that sort of brought peace to the Western continent. In fact, they fought against Amalar, believing that the last king, King Zaphod, was wrong and that they shouldn't unite under Amalar's flag. During that time, the Navy for Undertow had its own uniforms, its own colors, and its own flag. However, since the war has ended, Undertow is no longer allowed to display those colors. That is what these are. With a natural 20, though, given the items that are on this person and the circumspect situation in which the corpse was found, you have reason to believe that this person was Captain Oren Greymane of the SS Mutinous.
Okay. Orin Greymane, SS Mutinist. Okay. Hey Bernard, how old was the body? How long had it been there? Could you tell?
I mean, it was half a body.
I mean, rot is a thing. How did it get bisected? Was it chopped in half, or did something like?
It looked like a clean cut.
Looked like it got clean cut in half.
Okay. Did it smell fresh or really bad?
It didn't smell like it had turned, however, it wasn't bleeding, so whatever blood was there had been congealed for a while.
The body wasn't bleeding and wasn't rotting.
If it's not been here that long, then that means this is somebody not long gone from the material plane, surely. Unless they've been here a while.
I don't know if we'll be able to find the body because the rock was destroyed when I jumped across.
Yeah, no, we noticed one of those electrified flying around the balls things. Carrick nearly got hit by one, but I dragged his ass out of there.
Oh yeah, thanks for that again, by the way.
No problem. Thanks for building a double of me and for, growing my fingers back and my wing back. All good shit. I think we're really even. If not, it's a little in your favor. Frankly. Okay. I look sad for a moment. So I think about the person who could maybe tell me something about Orin Greymane is no longer around. I could talk to Tempest about it, I suppose. He might not. Got plenty of shit I want to talk to Tempest about. Hey, bitch! Let's talk about the Bronzeye Trading Company. Some pirate.
He has a lot to answer for.
Fucking big
mother. All right. So does that cap off everything you wanted to do inside of this area?
Bernard has one more thing, but we can discuss it another time, Mike. He wants to read the book teacher gave him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can talk about that. A little.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll fit that in. So the three of you want to head back then?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So you all come back at the moment that Joran gets done talking to Tia.
Where do we land?
You land about 15 feet north of the central camp. So you can plainly see your friends.
Do we notice them show up?
What's your passive perception?
20.
We're all just laughing about some joke that got told right before the plane shifted in.
Bernard's riding somebody's shoulder. Who knows?
Yeah.
Delicious.
Right. You had to be there. It's a CBC thing.
It's a plane of air thing.
Right.
Tasha's gonna tap Joran on the shoulder, kind of with the back of her hand. Oh shit.
Ooh.
They're back.
They were standing next to teacher, right?
Joran was. Joran is actually walking away from teacher right now.
Does Bernard notice him?
Make a perception check.
I'm sorry, observant. There's nothing for active perception.
25.
Hell yeah.
I'll say yeah.
I mean, Bernard's just gonna stop in his tracks and just look at him, kind of dismayed that he's here, and then just take off and run over to him, thumb up on his shoulders, on their shoulders.
Hello. And what are you doing here, furry one?
I was about to ask you the same question.
there was a calling, and so I have come.
Well, after I made your home safe, I noticed the Dracolich flying in this direction and decided that instead of returning home, that I needed to stop it. And that is why I am here.
Hmm. You must be the Blacktooth that I heard about.
Has everybody heard that now?
Well, the word that brought me here was Blacktooth was facing a catastrophic, world-ending event. I have to be honest. I expected someone different.
Well, I guess you found me.
And that is not a bad thing, my friend.
It is good, definitely good to see you again.
Yes, it is good to be here, though the circumstances could have been better.
They also could have been worse.
This is true.
How long are you going to be here?
As it stands indefinitely, this place needs care and guidance, and with winter approaching, the druids of my order are the only ones who know how to adapt to this. So, at least in the interim, I have been named the new leader of all of our kind.
Sounds like a heavy burden to bear.
It would be if I was made of flesh like you. But as it stands, I have lived this long, and I will live for as long as I need be.
Yes, well, if you need anything from me, as always, just ask. You set me upon my path, and I am forever indebted to you.
Nonsense. There are no debts that we carry. You are yourself, and you are only beholden to yourself. Everything else is not a debt. It is something you must freely give.
As always, your words of wisdom shame me.
You are always so quick to judge yourself. Perhaps now you can calm that part of your heart. We are one. Do not undo the good that you have done by seeking to claim the evil as well.
I will make sure that I endeavor to not return to my old ways. I assume you have lots of work to do, so
More than enough.
I will go join my new friends.
He rubs the top of your head. Be kind. Remember that one.
Always.
And when that fails, at least make sure that they can get back up when you're done.
Only those that deserve it. He's gonna hug the side of teacher's head and then climb down.
Okay.
Cute. Meanwhile, Curie, as soon as spotting like Tasha and Jerome, would have like run over to her. It's just like
There you go.
full hug.
I'm just walking over, still kind of laughing about whatever that joke was.
Curie has a kind of like a Tasha has a serious expression on her face, as she
As opposed
approaches
to
Curiosity.
As opposed to resting bitch face, this is serious face.
This is serious bitch face.
Serious bitch face.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
No, Curiosity would know
Blind
something's
bitch
up.
face.
Okay. Yeah, well, Curie looks like so much better than they did when they left. Like more settled in themselves, as well as their wing being back to the way it was, though without the scarification.
Mhm.
Little glasses are on. Their finger is back, and they just seem a little bit more
Calm.
settled, calm. But as they see that expression on Tasha's face, it's just like, what's wrong? What happened?
A lot.
We were only gone like 6 hours.
5.5.
Say the two plane experts.
That's adorable. That's adorable. You two have way too much in common.
Curie,
What?
I pull out the candle and I slowly reach out and hand it to Curiosity.
I know exactly what this is and who this is from, right? Like if the color scheme wasn't to give away the fact that, yeah. Has he gone?
Yeah.
Please tell me he's not encased in amber in a tree.
Not in the amber.
No, in a tree, but they can walk through the tree in the
Wild.
He has gone to the Feywild.
Yeah.
Like he said he was going to. He took
Yeah.
Liana.
He said when I asked him if he had anything to say to you, to relay, he said there's always another gathering. And that the candle should keep you company if you ever got lonely.
I hold up this fucking 11 to 12 inch candle as thick as my fist and giggle slightly.
Tasha understands that.
Yeah, 'cause I know that. Just like that, it's sort of like a, you know, when people desperately make a joke to kind of diffuse the situation because they're trying very badly to deal with something, and they put it in their bag. Well, perhaps I will take the gathering to him. And I look at Carrick and I smile because Holmes said that he had to take Leanna back to her mother, and we know where that is in the Feywild.
Oh, yeah. True. I mean, we can just go there.
No, there are things we have to do. If he is alive and not in a fucking tree so I can't talk to him, then I need to stop being selfish. I have been that too much in my life. What is up, Joran?
I know how to kind of protect the veil for a bit.
Oh?
Yeah, that we should talk about that.
Yeah, I went and kind of talked to my friend.
You found
And
your friend?
yeah, and
Who
I
is he?
show the thing.
What does that mean? Should I roll religion? I know jack shit about religion.
Oh, he
I
gave
mean, if
me
you don't
this.
want to know what that means.
Oh, I actually rolled a 15, so that's a dirty
That-
20.
Yeah, so yeah, then you know that that is the 9-pointed star of Emirakius.
Holy shit, Joran, you lucked out on gods.
Oh, so he gave this to me as a gift. and we should go talk to another god.
Who?
The god of the tempest.
Galaxia.
I know who the god of the
Wait,
tempest is.
We're also that maelstrom stuff because we were
Yeah.
just
Yep.
reading about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We.
There's a lot of overlap in what's going on here. It's kind of weird. How much do we want to protect the veil? Because, like, I could spend a few hours and work on something.
I look around at the snow. Well, quite a bit. Kinda
So,
dying.
quick thing. The trip to the Maelstrom or whatever we're going to be doing is likely going to take some time. If we can spare maybe a sneeze of, our time to just make a stop because Curie,
Mhm.
part of the shit that happened, you and I need to go to Verapax, and we need to go there now.
Why?
Is Ferropax the
So-
pirate town?
Yeah.
Wait,
let me explain why. So, Curie,
that's not the best idea.
it is the best idea. My mom's there.
Okay.
Your mom is in Ferropax?
So, fun fact, I never told you. I wasn't sure when I should tell you or if I even should have. I probably
Is
was
she
going
a
to.
pirate?
I thought. No, she isn't. Wait.
Oh.
I thought my mom died for a hot minute there.
What?
Oh.
When all that shit was happening before the Dracolich came about, I sort of went into her dream and she said something about gallows being built and the dream snapped off and I assumed that she was being taken to get hanged. So there I was fighting the Dracolich and Leon thinking my mother had died. So I cast a dream on her and it didn't work. And then I cast dream on Felix to see if he can check on her and something else happened which I need to tell you because honesty is something I promised you. And then when I used the Jewel of the Southern Star that you gave me, I saw Amalar being ripped in a battle, I guess, between
I guess
fucking assholes
Praetorian-
and
I guess Praetorian got
Tempest.
there. What?
Tempest and his guys were in Amalar. They were holding my mother on a stretcher, taking her to an airship to leave Amalar. He fucking heisted Sybil out of Amalar. So we need to go find him.
I really hope you stressed some boundaries with Tempest about your mother. Because he sure as fuck
Don't
didn't
worry about
respect my
that.
boundaries with you. That's another topic for another day. You really
What?
should not have. It's another topic for another day. It's not important. Should not
I
have
really
tried.
should have not what?
What?
You said you really should not have.
I tried to finish my sentence twice. Sorry. You should really not have tried to contact Felix.
I know. Because,
Yeah, I know.
he spoke to me. The Carrion King.
What?
Oh, but we're just saying his name out loud now?
I mean, is there a reason not to?
Well, it's not his name, really. It's kind of like a title.
I don't care. Well, maybe calling him that is safe. I don't like to talk about him in
Tosha.
any way he.
Yeah. Why don't you like Fairfax? This is like the third, fifth,
No,
thousandth
I
time.
was doing that because of the Carrying King and speaking to him.
No, yeah. It's not by choice. I was trying to find Felix. But also, every time we mention Fairfax, you get this sour look on your face like you just had a really bad lemon.
Inside check.
Yeah. Me too.
$21.
10.
Roll deception, buddy boy.
12.
I gently reach up to Joran's face, take hold of him gently by his lovely cow ears, and pull him down a little bit. Joran, what aren't you telling us about Ferropax?
I did it once.
Okay. And what happened on that visit that makes you make faces and not want to go back?
I pretended to be a pirate.
Do I need to make a fresh insight check as this bullshit continues, or am I just aware that he is full of it right now?
So, John, if we go back to Farapax, are you going to be in trouble?
Well, I guess if I go there as a pirate, maybe. Because they saw me like that, but not this.
What did you do in Ferropax, Joran?
Uh,
They're pretty permissive people. What the fuck did you do?
just saved a couple people.
You save
Did you-
pirates?
They would like that. They would like you for that.
So
What?
did you save people from pirates if you were pretending to be a pirate?
That, yeah.
Okay. So, we can get you a disguise or whatever.
I can disguise myself.
Joran,
Yeah.
why were you? Who did you save?
A couple of like royal people. How I got knighted.
Royal people.
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, yeah, that's where we met, was at that knighting ceremony. So,
Yeah.
Where?
Oh, it was, in Cormator when I was, doing some diplomacy work over there.
You rescued some Cormator royals from Ferropax.
Maybe about 7 years ago or so?
7 years ago or so?
That checks, yeah.
Joran? You are making it really hard for me not to stab you right now.
That would be quite difficult for you, and I don't think you would feel very well after that.
Hey, Carrick, Joran, you know how I said to you that I could not go to Cormator?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, that would be because Tosha and I kind of killed a nobleman who was trafficking in child slaves from Cormator and threatened his wife and another royal noble who were then taken prisoner on Ferropax.
Who were then mysteriously heisted from Pharaoh Pax.
Wait, you killed him? But
He bought child slaves, Joran.
no, they were slaves before they would die, Toria, and they basically saved them by buying them. They were going to give them a different life in Cormator.
By keeping them in cages in
No.
their ship. That's what they did.
That's how we found them.
Well, you might have found them like that, but they would give them proper
How do you know?
life. I spoke to survivors.
And they would tell you the truth, right? When you were the difference between them staying in Pharaoh Pax with pirates and their
I
freedom.
talked to them after.
Uh-huh. Yeah, sure. They would definitely be telling you the truth. Oh, their savior.
Would I know anything about Cormator having problems with this kind of stuff, having spent so long there? Or would that be even unacceptable in Cormator?
No, it's not considered unacceptable in Cormator. So it's very well known in Praetoria that they have a very serious militaristic lifestyle, and if you can't pull your weight, you're essentially like thrown out of the city or sold off if you are sort of a trouble of some kind. Cormator often will go to Praetoria in order to buy any of these people that are not, going to be able to live within the city, the ones that are cast-offs that society has sort of thrown out, and then use them back in their city as members of the church, as laborers, as like all number of things. It really just depends on whatever their specialty is when they find them. Now, this isn't something like they don't enslave them. They are slaves to begin with, essentially, but they don't enslave them. Once they get them to Cormator, it's common place that they get freed. However, they are now made to work. So it's like, you must have a purpose now. We need to find one for you.
Okay, so they're not slaves, they're getting paid or whatever, but if they were to stop doing what they were doing, they would have to leave.
If they were to stop doing what they were doing, then yeah, they probably would have to leave Cormator. But they don't have to worry about the fear of battle anymore. They're not Praetoria.
So, I mean, so Jordan's a little right on it. They it's a pretty common practice to kind of fill out workforces in Cormator by buying off slaves from Pretoria. And once you get there, you're all, you're let go and you're kind of given a job. If you don't want to do the job, to leave Cormator, because they kind of don't like non-magic-y folk there without a purpose. So
how does that feel?
So
Stepping
basically,
off of the high horse.
they basically take children and either put them into servitude or kick them on
no,
their hinds.
They were already
It's
put
not a
into servitude by Pretoria.
So they basically take them out of the frying pan into the fire, and if that's not good enough for them, they just throw kids out of the city for them to fend for themselves.
Well, I mean, so they're,
they
bought
get paid.
Cormator, they're given a skill. I'm not saying it's a perfect system, but it's better than, being homeless in the wild or whatever. They're given a chance at a life, and if they don't want it, they're in the same position they were already in.
The way that Duke spoke about those children, it did not sound like an act of mercy being done for them.
Well, you haven't lived in Pretoria.
No, Joran, I have lived my own life.
It's a very militaristic state, and
right.
If you are not able to fight, either die or are sold as a slave. This at least gives them a chance for another life.
Joran, I am not going to feel bad about killing that Duke.
And you know what?
And those children were given a better life. We gave them a better life.
So, happy kids. There we go. Sticky kind of found ourselves in some moral gray situations here. It's a long time ago. Is that really something we want to be falling apart on right now?
No.
When there's wars going on and stuff.
No. Right? Regardless, I do not want to go to Cormator still because nobles have a really fucking long memory when it comes to people upsetting them, and I am really easy to remember.
Yep, I'm not going there either. That's not a good place for me to show my face.
But if we can get to Farapax and Joran not be in trouble, we should check in briefly. And if we need to head to the Maelstrom, Farapax is as good a place as any for us to get a ship. Because I do not fancy just teleporting into the middle of the Maelstrom. That seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, that's a good thought.
So we go to Farapax. We get the ship. We should check in with Abadasser because of the whole Tower of Time shit.
Yeah, we do need to stop at the Tower of Time and just check in and see what's going on there.
Well, last time you checked, Carrick, he was still in the rookery with Y-mir.
That's true. Now that I'm here, I can scry on him. So, okay. Yeah, I'll scry on Abadasser. He's a 5th level slot.
What character is that? The fucking cheek of Juron, of all people, to tell people to get off their high horse. Mister
Mhm.
doesn't make moral judgments.
Oh, both of you
Mhm.
going, oh, Joran, you did such a bad thing. Oh my god, how dare you?
What was it David and I were saying on Wednesday, talking about who Juron killed after fucking going on and on of us about people having a family? Who was that we were
Oh
talking
yeah,
about,
yeah.
David?
The
Oh, the men that you put in the demi
Yeah.
plate that you then threw a magic coin in, who then got turned to wooden coins. I bet
Yeah.
those men had families. Families who loved them.
I
You
didn't.
turn-
Well, kind of threw them there, yeah. Both of us,
Yeah.
though.
Enjoy that and let that stew for a bit on your high horse.
Four men with families, with parents who cared about them.
Turned into wooden
Siblings.
coins.
Probably children. Have fun with that.
Sure, Tosha, not telling Curiosity about their dead kids. Good job on
You
you
don't know
too.
that.
Yeah, I
You
don't.
don't know that.
You don't know about the coins and the people. So
No,
fuck
but
you.
Nairi knows.
Fuck
Nairi
you,
can give you
and
shit.
fuck you.
Come at me, bro.
Carrick is
Anyway.
scrying on avatars.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, in session 22 of this game, the whole party unravels.
Mm-hmm. We all desperately scramble to one up each other in moral high grounds and lectures.
Let's be clear. Bernard wins. Bernard
Yeah.
is the pure.
Oh yeah.
I don't know so much about.
You've come to the right place. Of the morally unsure.
Nobody here is free from sin.
Well, all right. I think that's where we should end it this week.
Okay.
We have come very far, and next time we get to pick up and see what's going to happen, where we're heading, what we're doing, who in fact isn't in fact the asshole in the group. Probably still Tasha.
Yeah.
Join us here next week for another exciting episode of the Second Breakfast Club.
Thank you for joining
As
us.
always, I am Mike, your GM, and be kind. Be kind. There's enough bad things going on.
Stop shaking your head. Stop it.
Bye.